Oh, hello out there, my YouTuber invisible friends. Today I want to talk about something that might happen to you, which is related to making small talks. Many of us sometimes feel uncomfortable when making small talks in English, and we probably feel a little bit uncomfortable because we think the spotlight has to be on us instead of the on the other person. So, if you are new to my channel and you don't know who I am, my name is Alex and I am a non-native ESL speaker and an ESL English instructor. Again, there are a few things that make us feel a little bit uncomfortable in English. Those things might be making small talks, it might be listening to our own voice in English because we don't like the way we sound, or probably having a blackout because we wanted to talk about something and the vocabulary didn't retrieve. But today I want to focus on making small talks. For many people, engaging in this simple, trivial conversation is a little bit uncomfortable and they run away or they try to do as much as they can not to make small talks. And that's totally fine sometimes. But if you are limiting yourself or not giving the opportunity to speak on those small talk scenarios, well, I want to give you some tips to work on that, okay? Because again, it's not about avoiding those situations and making yourself invisible. Let us be honest, nobody wants to be invisible when we speak English. It's about doing something that can allow you to engage in that trivial conversation, feeling more comfortable, feeling less awkward, or feeling less stressed. Okay, so first of all, if you engage in small talks, and once again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, small talks have to do with these very simple conversations that we make before we start talking about something more serious. And again, sometimes people might say, well, I don't see the point of making small talks before I go to a job interview or before I go to a business meeting with my colleagues. But again, that's probably because in our cultures, we do not engage in small talks. We just get down to business immediately. But in North American cultures, this is completely natural. It's just a friendly way of, you know, making the other person feel at ease, more comfortable, or less stressed before they jump in and start talking about something more serious with colleagues or with anything with anybody you're engaging and in conversation with. So the first thing that we gotta do is number one, not to make it about us, but instead make it about the other person. So the focus should be on the other person and not on you. So this way you don't have to feel uncomfortable. You feel that you are in control because you are applying some strategies that can shift the situation for you to feel more comfortable. Number one, what can we do? We can use some echo words. If you don't know what I mean by echo words, well, it's pretty much about that. Repeating, echoing some words. Say, for example, you ask somebody, how was your weekend? And the person says, my weekend was great. I went camping. What are you going to do? You're going to repeat some words, okay? You're going to echo some words. So you can say, you went camping? Camping? Did you go camping? So when you do that, when you repeat those keywords, you're echoing some words. Okay, so and that allows you to keep the conversation going without actually answering any personal question or making that about you, but making that about the other person. Okay, so echoing some words allows the other person to continue the conversation, to keep the conversation going by answering. And if you ask, for example, yes no questions, closed questions, that sometimes can kill the conversation immediately, quickly. Because if you ask somebody, like, did you have a nice weekend? The other person might say yes, no, and that's it. The conversation dies. But if you say, for example, how was your weekend? What do you go on the weekend? Um, can you tell me what you did on the weekend? The person has the opportunity to speak more and to elaborate a little bit more, and that gives you the opportunity to keep the conversation going by asking other questions. In addition, using rejoinders such as great, fantastic, oh, that's cool, that sounds really interesting, oh my god, and really? When you use those rejoinders, those expressions, you let the other person know, like, okay, yes, I'm interested in hearing what you're saying. I'm actually interested in knowing about what happened. Can you tell me more? And then again, the conversation, it's not about you, the spotlight, it's not about you, but on the other person. Again, you don't have to avoid making conversation or making small talks or trying to go away or disappear when this happens to you, because then you're actually not giving the opportunity, not giving yourself the opportunity to engage in very simple, trivial conversations. So next time you want to go away or to become invisible, don't do that, because again, who wants to be invisible in English? It's not about being invisible, it's about being really visible and engaging and being active when you make conversation with your friends. This way you can empower your fluency, you can work on your pronunciation, you can work on your vocabulary, and most of all, you start feeling more confident and readier to make conversation with your colleagues or with anybody that you find in the street, and you want to make some casual, simple, small talks, conversations. So if you like this message and this message resonates with you, please share the video and talk about it with your non-native ESL friends or your non-native or your ESL teachers. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time when you want to make or you want to know some tips about how to make your conversation better in English. Bye bye now.